Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Maker Mastermind Live Show, your weekly podcast. I'm your host, Larissa Lewis from the Indie Business Network. This is our very first Maker Mastermind Live Show, and we're so excited, and we're so happy you're here with us today. I have been working with the Indie Business Network for a few years, but I've known about them for probably my entire life. It's a thriving entrepreneurship community supporting indie maker businesses, led by fearless leader, mentor, coach, and inspiration, Donna Maria, who will be joining us in a little bit. Side note, my mom was actually Donna Maria's very first member, so from just a young one, I saw how Donna Maria and the Indie Business Network community helped my mom's business flourish and empower her with tools to grow. So I'm so happy to be on the team now to help you and other indie businesses do the same. You know, if you're here from the Indie Business Network community today, give us a shout out. We're so glad to have you here with us too. There's so many indie businesses that start out as a hobby, and watching Donna Maria firsthand help boost hobbies into flourishing businesses is really a blessing, and I'm so thrilled to be talking with her today and sharing it all with you. She'll be joining us, leading the knowledge train as usual, in just a few minutes. So let us know, are you in business yet, looking to start off? Maybe your business idea is still a glisten in your eye. Pop it down in the comments. We want to make sure to get a good idea of who's hanging out with us here today. And of course, ask any small business questions you have during the live show, and we can try to stomp Donna Maria together. In the comments, you'll see Jennifer, my colleague here at Indie Business Network. She'll be helping us by posting links to any resources we discussed during the show, and she will also be sending me your questions so we can try to get to them on the live show. Be sure to share this with any friends or family members today that you think could use a quick mentoring pit stop. We're all here to inspire, motivate, and bring each other to the next level. One thing I want to mention is it's not too late to register for Indie Cruise. It's a really fun annual Caribbean mastermind retreat. 2020 is going to be the last and final time Donna Maria hosts Indie Cruise. So if you haven't heard about it or you haven't been on it yet, this is going to be your final chance. And the destination is going to be Aruba. We will be celebrating Indie Business Network's 20th birthday while there, and we're all very excited. You can check out more on that at indiecruise.com. One more thing before we get started that you may have read when we were promoting the show is we will have some really fun prizes to share with you all. We want to share with you one of my favorite makers, Ovender, who's actually a member of Indie Business Network and part of one of our Instagram programs. We did a really fun Instagram giveaway with a bunch of indie members, and Cassie from Ovender was so kind to share a sample of one of her adorable soaps with me. And let me tell you, I'm hooked. And oh, right, the best part is, I forget if I already mentioned, be sure to ask any questions you have during our chat today, because we're going to be giving away a special treat from Ovender to somebody who asked a question. We'll be going through at the end and picking a random one and contacting that person in their private messages. So stay tuned for that. So back to Ovender. Ovender is not just in the business of soap making. This woman is creating small batch soap confections in what she calls the soap bakery. Take a look at this sweet soap cupcake. She definitely shows us how soap can be more than just round or rectangle. It can be something that looks artistic and delicious without the calories. She uses skin delicious sounding natural ingredients like milk, green tea, fresh brewed coffee, avocado, and more. You really have to check out some of her amazing creations. We'll throw the link down in the comments. And if you're just tuning in, we're going to pick at random amongst today's questions for someone to win one of these sweet, sweet bath treats. But to be entered to win, you must ask your question during the live show. Check your direct messages afterwards, because we'll be picking the winner immediately after today's show. So let's get started. Donna Maria, I'm so thrilled to be chatting with you today.
Hey, Larissa. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm excited to be here, too, for the first show.
So it's April 1st. It's the beginning of April. But you had quite the busy March, Donna Maria, speaking at conferences, becoming best friend to Michelle Obama.
Yeah. Well, I did go see her. I was maybe a football field away from her. Yeah, I did go. I mean, if you have a chance to go hear a first lady speak, any former first lady or current first lady, about their lives, it's fascinating, right? Regardless of your politics, it's fascinating. So I enjoyed it. I loved it. I went with a friend, which made it even more fun. And we had a full day of masterminding the next day after the event. So we enjoyed ourselves. I didn't speak at that event. I spoke at another event. But it was fun and it was a great March, and I'm ready for April.
What was one of the most memorable things you took away from the speech you went to from Michelle Obama?
Okay, she told a great story about her daughters and how she and President Obama never really prepared them for anything. Like, they were young. And it was, you know how kids are when they're young, they just follow their parents wherever they go. So they're out on the campaign trail, and every time he would win a state, the daughters would go to a party. Like, there would be this big, huge party, and there'd be food and drinks, and the girls would just be like surrounded by all these people who thought they were really cute, and pinch cheeking, a lot of that was going on. And so it was funny because she said at the end, like when he finally actually won the presidency and they all got into a limousine and they started going down to the place where he would give his acceptance speech, well, the DC Police Department and the FBI agents and the Secret Service and whoever they are had like totally cleared the streets out. So the little girls are driving down the street going in the limousine to the thing, and they were looking around and they said, "Daddy, I don't think anybody's coming to your party." Like, so cute, because from their perspective, like, it was all about the parties. And then like this was supposed to be the big party and the finishing party, and like no one was going to show up because the streets were empty. And I thought that was, you know, children see the world in such amazingly interesting ways. And I thought that was one of the funniest, most heartwarming stories she had, but she had a lot of them. So it was great. Go see the show if you can. There's not a whole lot left. But if you're interested in hearing from someone who's entertaining and also just has a perspective on life that, I don't know, 45 women have had in history, it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely a unique experience.
Yeah, definitely.
What was the speaking engagement that you did?
It was the Tennessee Soap and Candle Conference, and I spoke on the community economy, which is one of my signature talks that I like to share with people, because people don't really care about what you say about your products. They care about what other people say about your products, and that's why you need a really strong branded community around your brand. So I talked about that, and it was great and fun, and I'm like wondering what you're going to ask me. Did you tell them that you don't tell me in advance like what the questions are?
No,
like it's
no.
Okay, so I'm like, oh my goodness, they're easy so far. I don't know how hard they're going to get. Well, I'm excited about that though, because I you know, it gives me an opportunity to mentor people sort of off the cuff and without preparation. And this is what I do, and this is what I love. And after 20 years in business, I'm super excited to be able to share from a real deep down, live, dirty, off the cuff, unrehearsed perspective. So
definitely.
Don't make it too hard though.
So even before starting to develop your brand community, and even before having, you know, the party we were just talking about, what are one of the very first steps that you always talk to people about when they want to get into business?
Probably something I find that they don't think a lot about, and that is, what do you want this business to do for your life? I think we tend to get so excited, and I did when I started my first business. I was so excited about what I was selling and how many people were going to buy it, like how much money I was going to make and how much fun it was going to be, that I didn't really think about the business's impact on my life and what I wanted this business to do for my life. So like when you get a job and you interview for a job, you want to make a certain salary, right? That's important. You also want to maybe work someplace convenient, like how far is the commute? Do I have to take the bus? Do you provide me with a parking space? You also want to know what kind of colleagues you have. Like, do you work in a place where people are super nice and, you know, you have your own office, or is it a wide open space environment where you work? Is there a coffee shop next door because you really love coffee, or do you have to get in the car and drive somewhere for that? So the same sorts of things you ask or you want to ask a prospective employer, you should ask yourself as your own prospective employer what the job is going to be like. So ask yourself what you want your life to look like and build a business that fits that. Like, don't build a business and then go, wow, this is a nice business and I hate it because it doesn't work with my life. Like, I've seen that happen a lot. I did it. So I'm speaking from experience here. By the time I started the Indie Business Network, I was smarter though, because I did ask this question. Like, I want a business that's going to help me build the kind of life that I want, the kind of lifestyle that I want? And I think everyone should ask that question. I think it should be the first question you ask, because most people don't have just one business idea. They have like 10, right? And a lot of times, a lot of those can be potentially successful, but you can't do them all. So you have to pick one that you think is going to work, obviously, but you should also pick the one that you think is going to complement your life the most. And, that's one of the things that people sort of overlook. But think about that. So that's my first answer. Did I do good so far?
So there was, to that point, when you're just starting out, you're going to want to bring your closest friends and family members on board to what your plan is and what your business plans are. There was actually a question that was revisited within the Indie Business Network community in the last week or so that pertains to this. But how do you suggest getting, say, your spouse or your close family members that might be working alongside of you, say a sibling or a best friend? How do you get everyone on board with what you're doing and taking you serious as a business owner as opposed to, a hobbyist?
Wow, that's a lot of questions rolled into one, but they're really good questions. And it's really good to think about this before you get started in your business, because whoever those significant people are in your life, they're going to impact your business, and your business is going to impact their lives. So it's really only fair that everybody sort of sit down and have a conversation about what's happening and what this is going to look like, which is another reason why it's important for you to know what you're trying to create. So you can convey that to your spouse, especially your partner, your children who are old enough, to care. You want to tell them, this is how this is going to impact us, but this is my long-term goal. What I'm trying to do is create this. What I want to do is create this. And so this is what is going to happen in the meantime. So I think it's important to inform people. They need to be informed. Like, don't keep the most significant people in your life in the dark. So you have to know what you want to do in order to be able to tell them what it is that you want to do. And once people understand what you're trying to do, they tend to, even if they don't like the idea, they at least have an understanding. So they know how they can help you. They know how they could be unhelpful. And you tell them that. You put all that out in the open so they understand, I need my office from 5 to 6 every single day so I can write a newsletter or whatever it is that you have to do. This is why this is important. It's not just that I love my new computer. It's because this is how I make money, right? And so you can schedule things in and let people know, for example, that that's what your schedule is so that people in your household understand what it is that you're trying to do. So I think the first thing is to know what you want to do so you can convey it to other people. And then don't try to force people to think it's a great idea. Because if they don't think it's a great idea, they're entitled to not think that. And you may have to make some changes in the dynamics of that relationship and respect their feelings. And at the same time, respect yours. And that's a little bit of a tightrope in a lot of situations. So you may have to feel your way through that a little bit. But I think it all starts with putting your cards on the table and laying it all out there, because people can't understand what they don't know. And it's your responsibility to let them know what's going on so that they have an opportunity to understand it and they have an opportunity to help you and be helpful, or at least not be unhelpful, right?
Those are very good points, because one time when we had a conversation, you were talking about how really preserving your time and setting those boundaries is so important, because if part of your livelihood is now going to sell at shows on the weekend and your family's looking for you on a Saturday afternoon, not understanding where you're at, it's really important to set those boundaries in advance.
Yes. And then obviously when you get home from a show, your first thing that you want to do is probably not cook dinner, right? Because you're exhausted, you've been on your feet all day. So what's your plan for that? Like, do you fix it the night before, or are you going to order carry out? Have some systems and some frameworks around your business so people see that you're committed to your business, but you're also committed to fulfilling other obligations that you have that are significant for your life. And that's why, again, it's so important to start a business that's going to feed how you want your life to look.
Well, sadly, we're coming to the end of our time today.
Oh, are we pout? Okay, yeah. Let's pout. Well, we want you guys, if you have questions or follow-up questions, we want you to answer them during the last few minutes here. That's how you win a prize. Is that how they win? Like by asking a question? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we have any questions? Maybe not. I guess you would know. Do you have a thing to look at?
Yes.
I know she does. Okay. Well, I hope this was helpful. And, this is new for us. Like, this is a totally new thing. And the whole idea is to be able to have Larissa, who is a budding entrepreneur, to be able to, ask questions that other entrepreneurs would ask of someone who's been an entrepreneur for a super long time. And the other thing, too, is really to kind of be unscripted and unrehearsed so that it can really, I guess, give me an opportunity to be more real. That like when I script things, it's great. I have a podcast, it's all scripted. I actually interview other people, but they generally know what I'm going to ask, because for a podcast, you have to kind of script it. You can't just wander around. And we don't want to wander around here either, but we want to be relevant to you, but we also want to be real and sort of unscripted. So that's why we're doing it in this format. And we want you to share too, so you can share with your friends who you think might be interested in hearing from a seasoned entrepreneurial mentor like me.
Do you have a daily ritual that you suggest for others? Laura's asking.
Oh. Who?
Laura.
Hi, Laura. Thank you for that question. Do I have a daily ritual? No, I don't. I have a morning ritual and I have an evening ritual. And I try as best I can with my teen children to keep up with that. So during the day, I basically schedule things out during the day, but it's not like a ritual for every day. Every day is different. Like I'm doing this show only on Mondays. So the ritual can't be the same every day. But I will tell you in the morning what I do is I get up. My children, God bless them, they should be getting up on their own, but they're really not. So I just, walk around and kick people and make them get out of bed. But then I come back in my room and I close the door and I usually meditate. So
do a little meditation. Donna Maria.
Uh-oh. I'm still here.
Here we go. Yeah.
Oh.
So I go around kicking people.
Right. To wake them up. I do some meditation. I kind of sit down and calm myself. I drink at least 8 ounces of water, and then I take a lot of vitamins and mineral-y type things. And then I shower, and then I come back and I do another sort of calm meditation, because usually after the shower, I sort of just need to I like a hot shower. So when I come out, I'm a little too warm to start running around. So I usually relax again, dry myself off slowly. I love body oil. So one of my rituals, you guys, honestly, every single morning is I put body oil all over myself, from my face, my neck, my, everything, all the way down to my feet. And that's one of the things I love. I massage myself to give myself a really good start to the day. And then at the end of the day, I do the usual things like, brush your teeth. And, it's not too hard to put my kids to bed. They're usually asleep by the time I get there. So my evenings are usually spent, just kind of grooming, getting ready for the next day, looking at my calendar, maybe doing a little bit of reading. And sometimes my guilty pleasure is the crime shows. Oh. I love the crime shows. So I do sort of watch a little true crime, and that probably not the best way to send yourself off to sleep, but what can I say? It's what I do. Well, you got to do what works for you, what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, whatever that is, and whatever works. And I think, you try different things until you get something that kind of seems to work for you. So thanks for that question, Laura. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, I love that you're able to insert those self-care rituals every day, because as you start getting into your own business, that's definitely something that you can lose. I might come up with some questions for you next week on how to make sure you're staying healthy and taking care of yourself in the hecticness of having your own business.
Well, I will answer honestly, but I'm not the best person at that. But I do massage myself every single day. And I will tell you, it's one of the quickest things I do, but it's also one of the most enjoyable. It combines everything I love. I love body oil. I love my members' products, because of course I always use Indie Business Network member products. And I just like the feel of my hands massaging. My skin is damp, so it's nice and smooth. And I actually think it makes my skin glow. So it makes me feel really good. So that's enough of a reason right there. I do it every single day.
Well, I think we're coming to the end here. So we'll be doing this every Monday at 12:30.
Yep, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. It is recorded, so if you're here on the replay, hi, we want to make sure we know that you're here. And again, sharing is caring, so we'd love for you to share. I love teaching. Like, I think I'm a teacher at heart. I think I've always been. But if I can help anybody with sharing from my experience on my entrepreneurial journey, I want to be able to do that. And sharing, that's one reason why we made the group public, because you can't share something that is in a closed group. So, follow-up questions, post them below. I will personally come back and answer them. And I'm just excited. I think it went well. Do you?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah? Okay. Always nervous to try something new, you guys. Don't think you guys are the only ones who are nervous. I've been in business for 20 years, and when I do something new, I still get, fanning myself. I was doing like this before the show. It's reality. You did a great job, Larissa.
Oh, thank you. Well, great. So we've come to the end here for today's premiere show. We'll be back next Monday. And always, if you're interested in a little bit more specialized one-on-one training from Donna Maria, and also to join the Thriving Indie Business Network community, you can check the link. We'll put it in the comments, and you can check out to see if it's right for you. But we'll see you guys next week. Have a great Monday.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.